Hello and welcome, this is Rooflemonger. This is our top 10 normals video. I made at the request of quite a few people because they're fans of the top 10 special moves video. So here we go. And now if you're not familiar with the term normals, what I mean by normals is simply your basic buttons. So your basic light attacks, your basic medium attacks, your basic heavy attacks, and so on and so forth. So anything that's not a special move, you know, a core basic move that anyone can do, that's what I mean by normals. So as always, these are fully and completely my opinion only, so you're more than free to agree or disagree with it, and if you agree or disagree, please put in the comments below. But with that said, let's start with number 10. So coming in at number 10, we have Trunks and his basic Ki Blast. So I'm going to cheat a little bit because I'm counting this and the aerial version because they're basically the same move. But yeah, it's just a really good move. It's a great, what we would call a great check. You can just kind of toss this out, minimal risk. The only way, it is a basic attack, so yes, absolutely, you can homing dash through it, but the only way someone's homing dash doing this is if they already hit the button by the time you're doing this. Like, they were already predisposed to doing a homing dash, because otherwise, you know, that's it. It doesn't last long enough. It doesn't have the startup of the bigger Masenko. It's just a great check, especially the aerial version. Just a great little how do you do. You can see it hit, you can connect with Vanish, and from there, you know, you can go for a combo or whatever have you. It's just a really nice little, you know, poke. Full screen, it's no commitment, very little risk, and it's just for the most part pretty free, either aerial or not, to just toss out and to see what the reaction is, see what happens. Next up at number 9, we have Majin Buu and his jumping down plus heavy attack. So this is his regular jump heavy, this is jumping down and heavy. So you see here it hits a different angle, and what makes it very handy is this. So we set our bot to jump, and while a regular jumping heavy here, you can see here, you know, just hits them, the jumping down heavy gives the wall splat, which we can convert into a combo. So you can just toss this around, and this is especially punching against people who are very jump happy, you know, just jump all over the place, see what's going on here. You can just toss one of these out, mostly risk free, and if it connects, it's a massive reward, as you can kind of just get, you know, whatever you want afterwards. You know, big rewards off potential, you know, you're just fishing, honestly. You just toss it out. If you get something, you know, big rewards. If not, and that's not an optimized combo by any stretch, just so you know. But if you get it, great. And if not, you know, then not. But just very little risk for very, very high reward. But then you just kind of chuck one of these guys out. You get to recover very quickly, so it's not particularly unsafe on block or anything. And you can just fish with it, and someone's very jump happy. You're going to totally tag them out of the air because this thing has such a dominant presence over the aerial part of the screen that if they jump happy, you're going to get them and get your combo. Taking the number 7 spot, the low tier hero train continues, and that's with Nappa, and that's with his standing heavy attack. This guy right here. So it already has the range to hit from, you know, the round 1 fight position, and can also reach from a little further back. Can also reach from even further back. Can also reach from even further back. So this guy's got the range, is what I'm saying here. The range is roughly, don't miss from this far out here, but even that whiff animation where you can see his punch descending, that's deceptively large and it looks right. You can hit from roughly around here. And yeah, that's crazy, right? So, you know, Nappa's weaknesses are, yes, this owns the whole lateral half of the screen, sure, but, you know, whereas Majin Buu is really strong, you know, dealing with the air part, you know, Nappa not so much. So people want to be jump happy. The stand heavy is not going to deal with much about them. But yeah, as long as they're even this far away, if someone wants to stay on the ground, they are a constant threat of that stand heavy because it can really go. And the best part for Nappa is it is basically completely safe on block because at a very specific range here, there's nobody that's going to jab that out. Not even 16 can have a jab that reaches that far, right? And all the closer, you can convert to Giant Storm, which is completely neutral on block. You can convert to his armor move, and there's also it's basically eminently safe on block, and you can just kind of toss out for minimal risk. Coming in at number 7, we have Piccolo's jumping medium. So as you see here, it's 2 hits. So what that means is this. So you might see a lot of characters, they'll do, you know, jump medium into a light or something like that. Yeah, you know, they get 2 hits just as well. But Piccolo's hits at such an angle here. A lot of the people who do, you know, jump medium into a jab, especially on the smaller characters, like the jump medium is going to go clear over their head if they're crouching, as they got to space it a little bit. Not so much with Piccolo. Hits an incredibly aggressive downwards angle, And it's also basically a canned mix-up. So normally, how do you block this? Hey, you block standing, you block both hits, then you can crouch, then you can go in light, right? But what makes this move so good is the threat of you can blend it with other moves. So, as is, 2 hits, but what if I do something like this? I missed the second hit. What happened there? So what happened there is I hit jumping heavy. Now, did the jumping heavy hit? No, it completely whiffed. But that's the point. That's what adds to the value of this move. So now normally everyone's going to be trained to block 2 hits standing because, you know, we have your double hitting overhead. Now we do this, we miss our second hit, and then what we can do after that is go right into the low. So people are going to be trained to block 2 hits standing no matter what, and then you can just make their training work up against them with that second hit using the cancel into the jumping heavy, go right into a low, and really blend people up. So Piccolo is like basically a mix-up monster, and this is only, you know, further ammunition for it, because the threat of the jumping medium is a lot higher than most other jumps in the game. Coming in at number 6 is Yamcha, and I bet you didn't expect to see Yamcha on this list of all the characters in the game. But I'm here to tell you, he belongs on this list because it's a standing heavy. That's this guy right here. So he does a bit of a cartwheel here, he dashes forward, and he does an attack. Now the cartwheel, you know, while it's interesting, so, you know, say the enemy's blocking, and they're prone to mashing, right? So you can do, you know, whatever block string here. You can cartwheel out, they, you know, whiff their button, and you smack them on the dome coming forward. That's great. You know, perfect even, right? It's useful, but that's not why I rated it this highly. The reason I rated it this highly is this. So going back to the block situation, this move is advantage on block. Most normals, basically all normals really, they are minus on block. So, you know, if I try to do this and I stop, you know, and then, you know, try to go for an overhead or Dragon Rush or whatever, you know, you can kind of jab me out of it, right? This move here, if you block it, it is Yamcha's turn, not your turn. Yamcha recovers before the enemy who's blocking recovers. So if this is blocked, it is still Yamcha's turn. If you try to jab, Yamcha's jab will beat your jab. So this will be really good for, you know, training people who are very stubborn to not keep hitting buttons. So you can just keep your offense going here, like, basically forever. Now, once they're smart, they can, like, you know, jump out, dash out when the cartwheel happens, absolutely, to be sure. But this is basically, you are being punished for blocking this move because it remains Yamcha's turn. An advantage on block normal is a super, any advantage on block move period is a super big deal. And for specials, they're already very rare. And for normals, it's basically non-existent except for Yamcha. So the fact that this is advantage on block is massive, because once they are trained to block this and they understand, you know, if they hit a move, they're going to get smacked. What they're going to do is either block again, try to deflect, and once that's established, and you can do this and go right into a Dragon Rush or, you know, something like that, right? And let the mix-ups fly from there. Once again, I can't stress enough, since this move is advantage on block, it is Yamcha's turn. If this move gets blocked, this is huge and a very big deal. Coming in at number 5 is Lord Frieza himself, and that's all in the back of his down heavy, this guy right here. So it actually even has some weaknesses, which I'll talk about in a moment here, but it mostly is in place because of this. Yo, look at that range. That's absurd. It is patently absurd. So you can think of this not only as, you know, your, you know, universal anti-air, you know, down heavy like all down heavies, but it is also an incredibly long-range poke. You like his stand medium? You know, it's got some range. Yo, where this misses, this connects. And it connects in a full combo. Now, normally you would say, a lot of down heavies, are they punishable on block? Yeah, they are. But you are not punishing on block at this range. If he was right in front of your face, yeah, sure, absolutely. And of course, you know, you can still cancel the homing or whatever else, like in that traditional mix-up. But the range is what's so absurd about this. And since it's a down heavy, it also deals with instant air dash offense. So someone's instant air dashing a lot, trying to get in, all that, this is the perfect way to counter it too. So not only is it like the traditional good footsies normal, it also shuts down instant air dash offense. Now this move does have the weakness in that there's a big blind spot above Frieza's head, where most traditional down heavies do not have this weakness, but these strengths far outweigh that one weakness, as this move is fantastic. Coming in at number 4 is Adult Gohan, Stand Light. This move, you know it, you fear it. If you play Gohan, I guess you love it. But yeah, this move is so It's basically tied for fastest move in the game. It's an unseeable low. It's 2 hitting. And, like, what's not to love? This is basically the single most belligerent move in the game up close. It's just ridiculous, you know. Super easy hit confirm into, you know, whatever you got. It's so fast. It's low. Most people, their lows, I'm going to tell you right now, are generally speaking 1 frame slower than their standing light. That's their crouching light. So say someone like Vegeta or something. Vegeta crouch light is his low and stand is 1 frame faster. And since it's 1 frame faster, it hits standing, so he can stand block instead of crouch blocking, right? Gohan doesn't care. He gets to have that super fast speed of his light intact while hitting low, while being a 2-hit, and just being an all-around terribly annoying move. Like, once again, if you play Gohan, you love this move. If you play against Gohan, you fear this move. It's completely dominant, and no other standing light comes close in the game to this strength. Coming in at number 3, no, it's not his stand medium, it's the Stomps. So Kid Buu, at a range no one else in the game can contest, can make you want to watch those toes anywhere on screen to the threat of a big boy, nice little conversion. So no one else really has to make you worry about blocking low when you're the full screen away. Kid Buu says, yeah, you totally got to worry about blocking low, and not only worry about blocking low into a full combo. So this is a threat he can provide that no other character can match. The fact that, you know, when you're full screen, normally what you're worrying about is like some sort of beam or some sort of weird teleport gimmick, or, you know, the old classic homing dash from full screen, which, you know, I still fall for this to this day. But when it comes to just, you know, the threat presented, the fact that you guys still watch your toes while you're that far away, it's crazy. So he can, you know, choose where he stomps. So this is a classic down and medium. This is diagonal down forward medium, so he can reach, you know, that's basically what, 93% of the screen away. It's large. This is a way just to be able to know that Kid Buu, you know, between the beam, between the candy beam, between, you know, his crazy stand medium, which, you know, the fact that it didn't make this list is crazy in and of itself, right? But the Stomp is just that much better than it. It's uncontested. What other character can provide a threat like this? Nobody. And coming in at number 2, come on, you knew this was going to be on the list, right? Badao. That is the old down heavy for Goku Black. So it's basically got all the strengths of what I talked about Frieza, except, you know, that blind spot I was talking about. And instead of that weak point is like basically his strongest strength, as not only does it hit, you know, crazy in front of him, crazy above him, it even hits behind him. There's like, it's hard to speak of this move in non-emotional or purely scientific terms, because this move is silly. Like, what a crazy thing. It easily earns number 2, because who hasn't been up against a Goku Black and have been surprised you actually got hit by this, and you're like, no way I was close enough? But no, this move provides. Even when you think you're out of range or an angle it shouldn't hit you at, you are still going to get blasted, because this move is fantastic. It is easily the best pound for pound down heavy in the game, because not only is it, you know, traditional anti-air, which it does in spades, to be sure. It's also a range poke. It's also a great panic button when, you know, the guy's not directly in your face and you don't know what to do, because, you know, down heavy will provide. It'll figure the situation out for you, and if it was going to get blocked, well, anything you did probably was going to get blocked anyways. But yeah, this guy is redonkulous. And once again, just like Frieza, forget about the whole usual down heavies are punchable and block, because, you know, at this range, what are you punishing it with? You're not punishing it with a jab, that's for dang sure. Some characters have an incredibly fast long-reaching move, maybe, but for the most part, most of the cast just has to block it and like it. So this move, once again, uncontested best down heavy in the game. And here we are, number 1 with a bullet. If you are somehow surprised to see Android 16 on your screen, I do not know what rock you have been living under, because yo, is stand heavy. So in and of itself, it's still certainly good, don't get me wrong, but, you know, the range is very serviceable. You know, it's actually somewhat similar to Nappa's, who we had earlier on the list. Let's see here, it can reach at quite an incredible distance. However, maybe just a couple pixels short of Nappa. But if that was the only thing, then he'd be much lower on the list, right? But instead, you know, we got this. The fact where he has basically infinite armor, what we call hyper armor, on the move. So whatever you're doing, The Android 16 train is not staying at the station. He is coming for you, and he's coming for you with a vengeance into a full combo, and really going to make your day not very fun at all. So the armor on this move does not start on the first frame. So if you try to do it too late here, you can see here, it says counter. I can't just do it on reaction necessarily, but if you are just committed to it, it's so difficult to do anything about it. And the fact that if you are blocking it, there's so many options he has. Like, he can block and go right into Key Blast, where if you try to jab him, the Key Blasts are going to hit you. He can do his anti-air grab into a bit of a crossover, float-over mix-up. He has the medium grab, which you also go into a mix-up here, and then he can call an assist to deal with you. He can just go all in if you're committed to blocking because you're scared of the Key Blast, or you deflect, and then he can just grab you out of it. There's so many options. The threat doesn't end in the fact that it goes most of the screen, has infinite armor. The fact that you block it, he's in your face and he's scaring. He's got a load of options to work with. Uncontested, best normal move in the game. And if you somehow want to contest that, feel free in the comments, but I'll shut you down pretty quick because I don't think anyone can argue this at all. I hope you didn't think anyone but Android 16 was going to be number 1, did you? But yeah, so that is my top 10 list. Once again, this is fully and only my opinion. You are more than free to agree or disagree, but that's how I see it. That is, to me, are the top 10 normals in the game. And that's it for this video. So thank you very much for watching. I hope this video found you well. Go out and play some Dragon Ball.